Hey everyone, on January 12th, Anthropic launched Claude Cowork, which really is Claude Code, but for a non-engineering audience. Folks were already using Claude Code to do tasks that really weren't building software products. And what's nice about Cowork is you can just drag files, have a UX around that. So we're going to go through a few use cases to see how it works.
We've got a new coworker joining the team, so I want to dress up for the interview. We're moving from a computer on every desk to a computer for every agent. You know, Bill Gates would be proud. But speaking of Microsoft, it does feel like one of those things that Copilot should have done first. I'm actually a little bit surprised that they haven't really jumped into this space. But Microsoft tends to be someone who follows after. I don't think they need to be first, but I do think this is opening up a new space, a new way for white-collar workers to leverage these kind of tools.
Copilot was definitely suited to capture this market originally. It does seem to be the case that Opus 4.5 was at unlock for some reason, where things were just getting done. The tools were called more effectively.
It is the better model, though. You're probably right, because if you look back a few years, there were a variety of startups trying to work in this space. One of the bigger ones in Seattle, at least, was Open Interpreter.
Okay.
And they would basically use the GPT level model at the time, 2023, to generate code to then access things on your computer. So a lot of the kind of use cases we're mentioning here, they were doing at some level back then.
Yeah.
But the problem with a lot of these is it needs to work really well for non-devs to pick it up.
Yeah.
And anything that you can see the output as code, I feel like non-devs start to get scared. So I think that this UI sheen, this new UX is really a big help here.
Yeah, even just opening a folder using a GUI as opposed to the terminal interface is worth it. The moment I hand this off to a coworker, is like, okay, CD into this directory. I'm like, wait, you lost me already. So it's just the UX itself is valuable. The other piece that I think is powerful is that access to local files. I think that's what Claude Code got right.
Yeah.
Like with ChatGPT and even Claude.ai, it's all about connectors and cloud files. But having both connectors and my receipts on my files, I do a lot of video editing, so just having access to those files that I'm going to have locally is pretty important.
Yeah, let's check it out.
You use Cowork through the Claude app. I will just highlight probably the most common use case folks are already considering, which is organize my desktop. So I have just a ton of screenshots about just the videos we're creating, documentation that we're using, the apps that we're building. So what's nice is that it can just take all of that, either create directories for them, throw them in. So that's pretty nice. Another one that I was pretty interested in is just creating artifacts and giving them a nice visualization. So when you're using Claude AI, you could create artifacts, and obviously when you use Claude Code, you can just generate files. But just having everything in context. So here I just created a daily inspiration artifact.
That's nice.
Yeah, so it's nice that, okay, with my work, I can just create these little experiences, get my daily inspo. But you can imagine, okay, instead of using a CSV or even an Excel spreadsheet, you can just create a perfect visualization or tool just to get work done. So that you basically, to me, this is a step forward in generative UI. It's like, hey, I can just create the right form, the right visualization for my exact data, and it could be local.
And this is going to be a more common thing, I think, across apps, not just cloud, of course, around how do you actually allow people like us at Datadog or other companies that have a lot of data and a lot of kind of in the background processing to allow for custom, personalized, generated UI for exactly the use case that you want right now. Personalized apps and personalized UI rather than handcrafted UI that you try to give to everyone and have the lowest common denominator.
And the last one I just want to highlight, this one is super simple, but I have a bunch of recorded video, edited video, and a common task I do. Sometimes it's simple as, hey, just grab an audio file off of a video. Effectively, if I want to do quick trims, remove audio, even concatenate videos together, I'll use FFmpeg. Occasionally, I'll just go to ChatGPT like, hey, give me the FFmpeg command. I used to be an FFmpeg expert, but I'm no longer an FFmpeg expert. So it's really easy to just drag files in here instead of having to copy the file name, put it into command line. So I can see this being pretty powerful for folks who are doing video editing, audio editing, all in one place. So that's just a quick overview of Cowork. A couple things that I think will make this very powerful. The moment connectors start working, I think that would be really amazing. I wasn't able to use the Drive connector, and I'm still in progress getting our Claude and Chrome connection. The combination of using local files, using connectors in and using connectors for cloud files, generating programs and using bash commands, having all of that in one place will probably make work easier. So that my hypothesis is that having all of that for a non-technical user, under the hood, it'll just create those programs, create those visualizations. You don't really have to think about it, and it'll make, there's a certain class of work that will certainly be easier with these tools.
Yeah, the Mac laptop class is going to have a lot easier things to do now. But we'll see if maybe Microsoft does jump into the game for Windows. Maybe the Copilot learns from this and starts to evolve in the direction that Anthropic is setting forward here. I also do expect an OpenAI, things like Operator, to come to the table here soon, as they see that people are excited about this client-based approach rather than purely the remote approach.
Yeah, it's definitely connecting the dots of local, cloud, like having these connectors pre-made. I actually do think Microsoft has a leg up here. It already has access to your Excel documents, your docs, SharePoint, and Drive. I think that's the one thing Anthropic doesn't have immediate access to, which is there is some friction to set those connectors up.
Yep.
Alrighty, thanks everyone.